Hello and welcome to a glorious Cheltenham. We're down here by the winning post, and of course the ground conditions are going to be absolutely crucial to any horse that's hoping to cross the finishing line in front in the Betfred Gold Cup. Earlier on we caught up with Clerk of the course Simon Claisse to get his thoughts on how the ground is as we approach the festival.
It really has been a winter of rainfall. In fact, it's been raining here since the second week in April. I can't remember a season in the 14 years I've been here when we've had so much rain for such a long period. It's just never stopped. For as long as I can remember, we've had to water for the October and November meetings. This year we didn't. We had heavy ground in November and December, missed January the 1st, heavy at the end of January, as well as the snow. And you know, the place was saturated round about the Christmas break time, which is why we lost New Year's Day. But we've just had the driest spell of weather, the last fortnight, that we've had since the end of March, beginning of April last year. So that has helped. We're slowly drying out. Sitting at the moment on all three courses, old, new and cross-country, as soft, good to soft in places. But I do keep reminding people that in 2007, the weekend before the festival, we were soft, heavy in places, and we finished on the Friday on good ground. So it can dry very quickly if the wind goes round to the south and the temperatures go up to 15 or 16 degrees. At the moment the forecast is looking as if the colder weather will budge by the beginning of next week, and instead of daytimes of 2 or 3 we're going to have daytimes of 12 and 13. Almost inevitably with that comes the risk of rain between Thursday of next week and the first race at 1:30 on the 12th of March. We could get 15 mil, 3/4 of an inch of rain, but that's quite a long way ahead.
Yeah. Seeing as you were waterlogged on New Year's Day, of course you lost the meeting, have you been surprised by how quickly the ground has recovered and how quickly you're back at around sort of the good to soft marker point?
Let's not forget there have been plenty of commentators who've said over the years that there's so much drainage in the course at Cheltenham we'll never see heavy ground there again. And I have always warned that if we get enough rain at the right time in relation to race meetings, yes, of course we'll see heavy ground again. It would have happened in 2001 when we lost the festival due to foot and mouth. You know, I'm not surprised that we ended up where we did on New Year's Day, but there is very good drainage in the track here, and if it stops raining for long enough, of course things will dry out.
And of course the water table, I imagine it's still fairly high. Is it a question of, even if there is a little bit of rain over the next few days or later next week, will it only take a small amount to change the ground significantly?
Yes, and that's been the same for us ever since November, when we had a bit of rain between the Saturday and the Sunday, ended up with a heavy ground on Sunday. It happened in December too. Between the Friday and Saturday we had rainfall. We went from good to soft to heavy over those 2 days. So yeah, I mean, there is so much moisture in the soil profile that small amounts of rain will make a big difference.
And does that put you on the back foot a little bit, because you mentioned last week that there was a possibility that you could turn the taps on if the weather stayed fairly good in the run up to the festival? If it is only going to take a little bit of rain, are you a little more reserved with your watering policy? I mean, where do you stand on that at the moment?
I think what I was trying to convey last week was I couldn't rule out watering, because a warm dry spell, we were 3 weeks away last week, could easily see the ground getting on the quick side of good, and we continue to aim, intervening if we need to ensure that we start the meeting on ground that's slow good or good to soft. Now, the way the forecast is looking at the moment, you wouldn't want to entertain any idea of watering, but you know, forecasts from, you know, the rain's meant to come Thursday of next week, that's 8 days away, that, you know, they're just not that accurate for us.
And of course, if we do end up on, hopefully we'll end up on fairly decent ground, we'll of course get some big fields, fewer non-runners, which is a good thing. I've mentioned earlier that there were over 2,000 entries, a record number for the Cheltenham Festival. How pleased are you to see so many horses throwing their hat into the ring at the Cheltenham Festival?
Well, we're absolutely delighted, and I think what's been really positive this year is that the numbers from Ireland have held up. In fact, there are more entrants from Ireland than last year. We've got more horses entered from France than we've seen for a number of years. And it just continues to demonstrate, you know, the hold that this place has over people. Everybody wants to have a runner at the Cheltenham Festival.
Yeah, and there's some terrific races. The graded races, they also look top quality. Of course, we've got the big race of the week, which is our race, the Betfred Gold Cup. Is there anything that's caught your eye throughout the season? Any ideas where you think the winner might be in the field at the moment?
I think I'm going to look at one from each side of the Irish Sea. I was very, very impressed with Willie's Deschamps when it ran in the Hennessy at Leopardstown. I was there, impressed with that horse, and it'd be great to see him come back and win yet another race at Cheltenham. I have a great affection for Imperial Commander too, and what a blinder he ran in the Cotswold Chase here on Festival Trials Day. So yeah, I think I'll be cheering for one of those two.
And finally, if I could just pin you down, I know it's a difficult question, but if you were to guess at the moment, make a prediction on what you think the ground will be on the first day of the festival, where would you put your money at the moment?
Somewhere between good to soft and soft, about where we are today, on the basis of the forecast that's in front of me now. But there's one thing I will guarantee, is that forecast will change, possibly significantly, by the time we get to the end of next week.
And here's what the ground looks like today. It looks in great shape. And now the big question is, whose name will be on the Betfred Gold Cup come the big day?